Have you ever wondered why people stay with abusive partners? Or maybe you are one of those people who is with someone or wants to go back with them. Your friends may say, man, you're so lucky you got out of that relationship. That guy or that woman was so abusive to you, but yet in your heart, you feel a longing to go back to them. And that's even though they may have insulted you, abused you, or said terrible things, lowering your self-worth. Today on Reaction Reset, I'm going to talk about trauma bonding and why that traps people into staying in abusive relationships. Trauma bonding involves a pattern of behavior where you're abused and then rewarded. If your partner abused you in any way, emotionally or physically or anything, and then all of a sudden they did a bold, passionate move like bringing you 500 roses or just going out of their way in something exorbitant, it's more likely that that's going to set up a pattern in your mind that's going to trick you and tell you that this is what love looks like. It's similar to Stockholm Syndrome, where a kidnapper takes you and then you form an attachment with the kidnapper. Trauma bonding is easy to mistake for love, and the reason is because it's a pattern of behaviors. And most of the victims of trauma bonding grew up in abusive or chaotic homes where they saw their parents or caretakers be mean and abuse each other. But there was always a bold action of love, and this is what traps and tricks the mind. Children who grow up with abusive parents learn that love and abuse go together. So you expect abuse in order to get love. Here are some things you may tell yourself that make it so difficult to let go of your abusive partner. He didn't mean to get angry. She puts up with me, and you know how moody I can get. She came from a bad home. I can help him change. He or she deserves a fair chance. Like, they didn't mean to hurt me. Essentially, what happens is the abused partner starts blaming themselves. They want to take the blame. And the reason they want to do that is because it keeps their fantasy of what love looks like intact. This is the same fantasy that was developed in their childhood as a coping mechanism. It's very difficult to break trauma bonding patterns as an adult, but you can do it with professional counseling and guidance. The most important and easy way to fix it is to prevent it from happening in the first place. So I'm going to give you 4 ways that can protect you from meeting someone that you'll end up trauma bonding with. First of all, take your time getting to know someone and don't become intimate with them until you know their full background and history. It's a fast-paced world, and we meet people, and before we know it, we're sleeping with them and getting more and more involved. Once you're under their influence, if you were a child that grew up in any kind of abuse, you're going to be more likely to be attracted to an abuser. Look out for signs of feeling pressured or being manipulated into something. Don't go fast. Many times abusive people want to move the relationship quick because they want control to manipulate you and your environment. It's very important that you take control of you and use your assertiveness and your boundaries. Speak up for yourself and do not let anyone seduce you or give you a sad story about why you should try to make up your mind faster and join them any quicker. Thirdly, and maybe the most important, be very mindful of how they respond and respect your boundaries. When you draw a line, when you say something like, I want it done like this, or this is how I do things, If they react or they start shaming you or blaming you or sulk, these are signs of someone who does not respect your boundary, and they're going to try and break them down. It is not healthy. Lastly, pay very special attention to how your new date describes their ex or anybody else in their family that they didn't like. I say this because many times what happens is when people are abusive, they will not accept responsibility and they shift the blame all to one person. Someone who cannot take responsibility for their actions is not only emotionally immature, but many times they're abusive or control freaks. If you are a victim of trauma bonding, it's very important that you give yourself a little bit of slack and understand your desire to go back with your ex is mostly a desire of having love. And since that's a distorted, sick version, if that's the only version you ever knew, then it's only natural you would want it. But in a healthy relationship, you don't have to earn anything. You don't do anything. You basically are loved because of who you are. You can express yourself honestly, and the partner will accept it. They'll want to know more. They want to understand you. So as you go forward, you're looking for a healthy relationship. Resist the urge to go back to distorted, sick loving, and let's take new opportunities to practice finding someone new. Remember, change your reaction, change your world.